prime Allen Iverson was a hooper. His swagger, his siftiness, and his overall excellence on the court was unmatched. He was indeed a master at work. Taking a look at Allen Iverson's MVP season in 2001, the man popped off. He recorded 17 games of scoring more than 40 points. For reference, the most 40-point games that LeBron recorded in one season was only 10. Shaq's best was 9. Larry Bird's best was 11. Kevin Durant's best was 14. Curry's best was 13. And Karl Malone's best was 11. This is not even the best part of his 2001 masterclass. The best part was his extraordinary playoff run. In the first round versus Indiana, Allen Iverson averaged 31.5 points, including a 45-point performance in Game 2. In the second round versus the Raptors, which was indeed a legendary duel between Vince Carter and Allen Iverson. In Game 1, AI dropped 36, Vince dropped 35, and the Raps won by 3. In Game 2, Iverson absolutely bodied Vince, dropping 54 points, leading the Sixers to victory, while Vince scored 28. Vince did not let this slide. In Game 3, he bodied AI, scoring 50 points compared to Allen Iverson's 23, and the Raptors blew them out by 24. In Game 4, the Sixers won by 5, and AI dropped 30 against Vince's 25. In Game 5, the Sixers won by 33 points, and Vince Carter only scored 16 compared to Allen Iverson's, drumroll, 52. He outscored Vince by 36 points. Then in Game 6, Allen Iverson played terribly. Then it came down to Game 7, which was indeed a legendary game. Although on paper, this seemed like a bad game. Vince Carter only scored 20 points and AI only scored 21. However, it was an absolute bloodbath and the game came down to an infamous last shot. Overall for the series, AI averaged 33.7 points and Vince Carter averaged 30.4 points. In the conference finals, AI and the Sixers had another grueling 7-game series versus the Bucks. Overall, he averaged a total of 30.5 points, including a 46-point performance in Game 6 and a 44-point performance in Game 7. His most legendary performance was certainly Game 1 in the NBA Finals. The Sixers were facing off against the Lakers, who'd swept every team so far, and they were undefeated. Everyone expected the Lakers to dominate the series and win Game 1. However, in Game 1, it was neck to neck. The score was 99-98 Lakers. Then Allen Iverson hit a clutch 3. Then the next possession, AI did his famous crossover, stepping over Tyronn Lue. Then that was ball game. AI finished the game with 48 points, and the Sixers defied the odds, defeating a seemingly unbeatable team consisting of the most unstoppable center ever, Shaquille O'Neal, and a super talented young superstar in Kobe Bryant. Sadly, the Lakers went on to win the next 4 games. Still though, Allen Iverson played greatly in that series, averaging a total of 35.6 points. This was Allen Iverson at his absolute peak, and him at his peak is on par with some of the greatest peaks ever, the likes of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron, and the list goes on. Don't take my word for it, take the word of Shaq himself.
Iverson is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. He's in the top 5. He's probably the only guy that takes a beating like I do.
Kobe also mentions AI during an interview at the 2016 All-Star Game, stating,
and AI as a competitor, he drove me to be as more obsessive about the game, because I had to figure out how to solve that problem, and I told him when I saw him here this weekend, I said, man, you don't realize how much you push me, and I don't think people nowadays realize how great you were as a player and how big of a problem you were for defenses.
From this, we can truly grasp how great AI really was at his peak. Kobe and Shaq, who were both amongst the greatest players to ever touch a basketball, respected his game. Kobe states himself that Allen Iverson drove him to the absolute brink, trying to find a way to beat him. Shaq also mentions the amount of heart that he played with. Kobe and Shaq would not just give respect to an average Joe. They would only respect a player this much if someone truly challenged challenge them. When looking at sheer numbers, AI's peak in 2001 is not comparable to the likes of Jordan, LeBron, or Shaq, but just using merely numbers lacks context. Numbers can't quantify one's spirit, heart, or one's ability to put the ball in the basket, or in other words, shot-making ability. And if you think that field goal percentage quantifies shot-making ability, it really does not. If you swapped Allen Iverson in 2001 for any of these players in their prime, I don't think any of them would be able to lead this Philadelphia squad to a title.
It became personal with me.
Sorry, MJ, you probably can. But the other legendary players on this list are unlikely to lead the Sixers squad to a title, and some of them might not be able to lead their teams to the finals. If you're wondering how good Prime Allen Iverson was, Prime AI was just certainly a one-of-a-kind player. Watch this video next and subscribe.